Hello, Blue.
Hey,
um,
Blue.
making that person feel special because I immediately opened up with saying hi to that one person who's watching, Blue Spirk or Blue Spark.
It's
Today,
like it's like Bjork, Blue
Bjork
Spark.
Spirk. Today, what are we doing, Starfleet Boy? We're gonna do another commentary.
Yeah,
Good old fashioned.
can we make a Saturday Night Disco official? Do you adopt it? I've been doing that hashtag, but what do you think? Should we call it
I hope
Saturday Night Disco?
it's working out well for Saturday nights so far. Let's
Yeah.
just hope it keeps
Keeps on, yeah. This may not
keeps on.
forever be Saturday Night Disco, but the great thing about hashtags is you can put any day in front of it, and it's fun. It'll sound cool.
Today we are giving our commentary on
The
Star Trek
worst episode of
Discovery.
Star Trek Discovery.
Well, one of the worst
I
episodes.
think it might be the worst. Is there a worse one than this one? We'll talk about it, I'm sure.
There's some that are around there. I remember at one point in season 2 complaining about one episode. I'm like, this is almost as bad as season 1, episode 8, CV's possum. Uh, it's not it's not possum. It's Pacum, right? Yeah.
Pacem Parabellum, yeah.
So it's season 1, episode 8, CV's Pacum Parabellum, which means if you want peace, you must prepare for war. And and what's his name? Ian McShane says it in John Wick 3, which I was like,
Oh,
oh, they stole that from Star Trek. No, no, they didn't. All right, um, we're both gonna queue it up right at the beginning of the recap.
yeah. So at 00, and the full running time I have is 40 minutes and 47 seconds, which is cool. It's a 47.
Hmm,
Yeah.
that's so interesting because mine says 40 minutes and 21 seconds.
Oh, what's
There's
different?
always a difference between the American and Canadian
I
version. What
think
is
it's
with
the
that?
credits. I bet you it's the credits.
Could be the credits.
There's probably more credits. We'll find out. We'll find out right now.
But as you explained to me earlier, the Paramount Plus logo is now a separate thing.
Yeah.
So both of our episodes can actually start at the 00 mark, and we don't have to mess around.
Right,
Uh,
exactly.
Braxton is also here.
Yo, Braxton, what's up? Queue up your copy of CV Packham
CV's Pacum
Parabellum.
Parabellum.
Thank you. CV's Packham Parabellum. The worst episode of Discovery, and chat along with us.
All right, we're gonna get started. Where's my remote?
Are you gonna do the countdown?
What the
The
hell's my remote?
final countdown.
What the hell? The remote disappeared. Give me 1 second.
All right, sure, no
It's
problem.
probably under my ass.
That would be hilarious
How
if
the
that's the
fuck did
case.
the remote? What? Okay. It's always the last place you look, isn't it? It's always the last place you look. I got it. All right, I'm ready.
Ready, steady, ready, steady. Yes, Blue. Apparently, that's what YPG had to mute the video because it was in his butt.
It was like right up my butt.
All right, I
All
am
right,
queued up, ready to press play. Oh,
and you do the countdown.
okay. So from 5 and on 0, everyone hit play. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Playing. Previously on Star Trek Discovery. Carry the day. Includes you, I accept.
So I'm at 15 seconds, 16 seconds.
I think that's you. We are creating a new way to fly.
What's your timestamp?
36, 37, 38.
Perfect.
30, okay.
Perfect.
Oh. That's really good. That's really good Klingon.
That
Wow.
was that was fluent Klingonese.
That's what it was originally called, right? Klingonese.
You know what? The more these credits don't age well. I gotta say, like this
Yeah,
is it's in line with like modern day credits where it's kind of fucking artsy and shit. But it's
they should have done flybys. I hope Strange New World has flybys. What do you think? I'm sure it'll have flybys.
hopefully they better. I need Strange New Worlds to have that like classic ship going different places opening.
PJ the yeah, me too. PJ the Star Trek Discovery season 3 soundtrack came out this week, and it's good. It ends in a nice. It ends with a nice punch. The last track is called Captain Burnham. Oh, I do like this music.
Da-da.
Oh,
Yeah, I always thought that flower was gonna play into an episode, and I was
I
always
never.
expecting it in the first season, and it was like, "Where's that flower thing?" Oh, okay, it's just
It's in
it's
Star Trek Picard.
yeah. Well,
They ended up using it in Star Trek Picard. That's funny. I wonder if that's what it is.
crazy Saru.
This is a Kristen Beyer episode, directed by John Scott. All right. Oh, I remember loving this. I was happy about this. The Gagarin.
It's the exact same bridge.
It is the exact same bridge. It's true.
Well, you know, they don't have so much money, I guess. It is their sister ship, isn't it? No, no, it's
No,
another
it's a
one.
different
No, okay,
style of
okay.
ship. I hate the Klingon ships, but I love that design for the Gagarin. And this was a cool battle. How they like block the. It was pretty
Oh, this is
cool.
a simulation.
No, no, this is
No, okay,
no.
no, never mind. Yes, okay, that was
Yeah, yeah,
another
this is
episode.
a real battle. Look, this is so good. It's I went full screen because I have to. You have your TV there, so I don't see you right now or the chat. And the model looks good. Like it's not a bad model, the Gagarin model. I like that they call them invisibility screens, like in TOS, if I'm not mistaken. That's what, or cloaking screens. They call them screens, though.
Yeah.
Look, and there's like a little map there with a tactical display. It's pretty good. The explosions are like kind of eh, and the lighting's a little off. If I'm gonna be nitpicky, that was good. Nice shot. This scene would have been so much better if the Klingon, if they had like that style from TOS, like a D7.
I get really annoyed at that.
What?
They do it in so many things now. It's really so noticeable and so annoying. It's whenever ships are passing the camera's got to do this vibrating
Oh
thing,
yeah.
and it like
But
it makes the picture look terrible, and I fucking hate it.
the the Gagarin looked really good in that one shot, that overhead shot that passed about a
Yeah.
few seconds ago, and
Hmm.
it looked TOS-y with the red and everything.
Yeah,
It was very cool.
I agree with that.
And here we
Black
go.
alert!
Yeah,
Black alert!
he's being he's all like calm about it. At least he doesn't scream like the tardigrade did. And that's
Black
it.
alert!
That was the best part of the episode. The rest of the episode is crap. No, I'm just kidding.
I honestly have not seen this particular episode in a while.
Since it aired, same here.
I think
I
upon
think that's
rewatch I
long too.
skipped over it.
Yeah, I
The,
might have
the,
skipped over it too.
this and some episode called with Wolf in the title. I think it's episode 11.
Oh right, I know which one you're talking
I
about.
think it. Oh, and you know, I mean, hate's a strong word. I just strongly dislike. Oh, I missed that. Oh yeah, he called her captain.
Yeah,
He's all messed up.
yeah, but it ends up. It was cool. It was good foreshadowing.
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Leave really? Oh, this whole time I haven't had the comments on.
I found out they were going to kill Tilly in season 1.
What, is that true?
I
Oh, I
think I
saw
heard.
that on Twitter. Sorry, I saw that on Twitter. Yeah, someone said it's Mary Wiseman. She said it in an interview that they were originally going to kill her character off in season 1, but they decided not to.
We must killy Tilly.
I know. I'm really glad they didn't. I love Tilly.
His voice is really weird. Oh my god.
Look at this blue nightmare.
Ugh.
It's kind of like, I think this is the same location for Book's planet, and then what is it, like the trees are like red on in that one,
It's
right? Like,
it's like that one backyard forest area in
yeah,
Toronto.
it's true. It's impressive to me that they're able to color grade the trees, the leaves to be all blue. That part I'm pretty impressed with, and then they were to keep everything else like brown or whatever. Um,
I guess it's
but
impressive. Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, look, it looks
Yeah.
pretty good. Like the trees are brown. It's not like they're doing like in old school TV, you would have like a filter
Oh yeah, yeah.
and it would color everything blue. Do you know what I mean? So there's that, and there is green. There are green trees here, you can see, but it was just way too much blue for me. I was really bored with all the blue in season 1. I remember being happy. One thing I do remember being happy about is the exploring of a planet.
Well, this all this is about the transmitter, the natural
Right,
transmitter
right.
that's going to use a type of sonar to detect the Klingon cloak, which actually only ever works the one time, if I can remember correctly.
Right.
Yeah. You know, I'm not afraid to call out shitty acting anymore. I did it with Mortal Kombat, the guy who stars in that movie. Sure, he wants a career in Hollywood, blah, 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 but you can't act, buddy. Shazad Latif is not that great of an actor. I'm sorry, Lashad, if you're watching. Lashad. Shazad, if you're
It's
watching.
one
But
thing I
you
learned
need some
along
acting lessons, buddy.
one
How
thing
come I haven't seen you in anything since Discovery, huh? You're so
one thing
good.
one thing I learned from Stanley Kubrick was that you know what you could do, because he's gonna totally take it personally when he hears it. Shazad Latif, he's gonna be like, "Fuck that guy, PJ. I hate him," right? Because you're actually like you're targeting him. Stanley Kubrick did this thing to
He could be one of the 28 people who watch my videos.
he might be, and
Mm.
I personally like. I mean, I definitely am looking at it differently now that I'm watching him. But when I watched it the first time, like I was into Shazad and his acting. Now, granted, I've never seen him in anything else. Like I've only ever seen him in Discovery, so I can't say that I'm a fan of his work or anything like anything like that. But
He is better in
uh,
season 2, I noticed. This is why I'm criticizing him, I think, because
but just don't say he's a
last
shitty
seeing
actor.
him.
Just say I don't like his acting, and he'll be fine. He
He
won't come
is
after you.
he is the worst actor that ever did live
PJ
and
wants
ever will live.
Shazad to come for him. That's funny. I'll be there by your side with my
Come
Captain
at me,
America
Java
shield.
Dick Ball.
Javidik Ball, that's right. Come at me, Javidik.
Oh, what are these orcs? Oh no, the Klingon. Shit, I forgot.
They do look like orcs. It's terrible. Like in some parts, in some scenes. I do
House
like
after house. Do not mistake me
Cole.
for your fallen idol.
Cole's design I like because of the red paint across his face. I mean, down his face. But none of this is really interesting.
Yeah, it's like
It's
I
kind of like
forgot
cool
all
looking,
about. I
but
forgot there were Klingons in this episode at all. I was like,
yeah, this
there was
is when
something
they.
else going on in that episode. I couldn't remember.
I think this is the episode where Lorca jumps the Discovery like 500 times, and at the end we go to the mirror universe. I think, right? Like that's what.
Spoiler, dude.
Oh yeah, but whatever. Come on.
Bring me some information that will add to my glory, and I will consider your
See,
request.
this is where the two nostrils are overdone. like It's like
They
Laurel's are
tone
all right, but
they
they're
toned
like,
down the nostrils in season 2.
yeah, they totally did. It's true.
I love when you got the captions on. That sound is called warbling. Warbling.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Warbling. Oh, it's warbling. Hear that warble?
We just saw an original series episode that had a hut in a different kind of forest, like a tropical rainforest. Oh, and it had a table
Is
like that
there
with a little crystal thing. Oh, that's interesting.
is there a reason they have built a hut?
I think they built it for these guys.
Okay.
Oh, Braxton has commercials. That's right.
Oh no.
Well, we'll give you a timestamp,
Well, it does,
Braxton,
this
just for
timestamp doesn't matter.
yeah, it doesn't
There's,
matter.
we can just say like the scene, I guess.
Hey Paramount, we found out that an executive from Paramount listens to these commentaries. So, Mr. Executive, please give Braxton a free account. Thanks. Saru merges with the weird
You,
thing.
you know, I can't speak for Doug Jones, but goddamn, like I have to wonder, did he think this was crap as well? Because when there was a thing with Discovery when it first came out. This was the first episode where I was like, "Oh, that was crap." And I remember in certain groups just objecting to the episode itself. They're like, "We're so sick of you haters coming in here and blah blah blah." I'm like, "No, no, no, no. I've been here the whole time and I've liked everything up until now." So like, you obviously like, you know what I mean? People just like, you have to say everything positive about this first season, even if the episode is bad. You still gotta say it's good. And people were like, "Oh, what are you talking about? This episode was great." And now I'm hearing so many people now, who back in the fucking day were all like, "You can't say nothing bad," and even they're like, "Yeah, the writing is not great and the blah 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 is not great." You know, they're finally admitting that the Klingons suck. And I remember the same people back in the day was like,
I love when
you
Admiral
have to
Cornwall
accept
screams
change.
though
You know
in
what?
just a
You know
scene.
what? You can't complain about the disco Klingons. Hey, you know why? Because
PJ,
remember, no, no, hold on. You gotta let me finish my point.
okay, it's your show.
What? Why? What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say,
Oh,
like,
every time I'm on a roll with something, you're like, you have to stop talking, PJ. And I'm like,
no,
fuck.
I was just gonna say, like,
I was like,
I was gonna say
I
it
was
felt
so
like you were.
close.
I felt attacked. I felt attacked.
Oh, you felt attacked. I wasn't attacking
Yeah.
you. How?
No, I mean just like because like I was just like
Weren't you critical of disco? What are you?
I
What are you talking
was,
about?
but I still
No, no, no. I
felt
wasn't talking about you. I'm talking about specifically people
gotcha.
who gate. I don't know. I can't call it gatekeeping. It was, I don't know, defending the show in like
This is
insanely
sorry.
unreasonable ways.
I know you hate.
Fuck.
I know you
Fuck.
have a point to make, but look at this part. This is the cute scene. I remember this being a good scene.
This makes me want to throw up. But anyway, my point is that like it was all this denial about there's nothing wrong with disco. There's nothing wrong with it. Change, change, change. You must accept change. And like now it's like they it wasn't right. And you know the defense that everybody used for the disco Klingons was the same fucking thing. They were like parroting each other. And this was so prevalent back 4 years ago. Okay. You don't like the disco Klingons? You have to let me finish my point, Starfleet Boy. Please. You don't like the disco Klingons? Well, guess what? The original series had smooth-headed Klingons, and then the movie had bumpy-headed Klingons, and they didn't say no thing about that, and fans just had to accept it, so accept it now. I'm like, there's a difference there. You have years and years of established canon that they started with the fucking TOS films, and then into TNG, DS9, Voyager, and Enterprise. And Enterprise managed to try to explain the whole thing, right? So like, and it's another thing. It's like this thing where you're defending the indefensible by citing examples of other shit things. Like, for example, E-Chip's eye in Picard. Won't give away what happens, You know what I mean. Each eye. It's a gruesome scene, right? You know what? You know what? Not everybody, but so many people use the same defense. Oh, you didn't like Echep's eye? Well, look at Conspiracy from Star Trek: The Next Generation season 1. That had gore in it. I win! I win! It's like, motherfucker, that episode was crap. It's one of the examples of shit Trek. You're using shit to defend shit. You know what I mean? But that was the point I was trying to make. It would not have been as long as belabored if you had not cut me off initially, which actually made me angrier. So I forgive you, but
That's funny.
so what are we watching? What's this? I don't like the huge cadet badge. I think it's like fucking too big.
I liked it. I actually wanted to get it, but they were always sold out of it.
I want to kiss Laurel on the scar side of her mouth.
You were doing your epic story about whatever it was about. But I like the scene where where Laurel was yelling
And
at
another
Cornwall,
thing.
and Cornwall yelled back. Braxton liked your rant, I think. Oh, Blue didn't though. I want to hear your thoughts about the episode. I don't care about the
I don't
drama.
care. I don't care if people defend things that I don't like, but don't use examples of things that are just as bad or worse to somehow say this new thing is okay. It's like saying now, right? Hey, we got Strange New Worlds. Oh yeah, we're gonna reiterate in this show, even though it doesn't make sense, that women aren't allowed to be captains, right? And people are gonna say, what? Oh no, but I can defend that. I can defend Strange New World not allowing women to be captains. You know how? Turnabout Intruder said it. See, that's an example of defending garbage with garbage. Turnabout Intruder is one of the worst episodes of TOS. Fun to watch, but it states that pretty much women aren't allowed to be captains, and it's fucking ridiculous. Even for the time, it was a little fucking backwards. Like in the '60s, it was fucking crazy to say that about like captains in the future. Like, you know what I mean?
You could tell by the background that like the
And another thing. No, go ahead.
oh my god.
Go ahead. I think Blue fucked off now. He's like, I don't want to listen to this bullshit.
People come to listen to commentary about the episodes. I agree with Blue, PJ. No one cares about Twitter drama, and no one probably Blue's not even on Twitter. Did you know that? I swear.
I have no idea. I don't pay attention to Twitter that much.
You do, because everything you described was all Twitter drama, to be honest.
No, that was when I was into like Twitter and Facebook, and I was just
Yeah,
absorbing
but you
everybody's fucking opinion. And I'm like, and you know, the worst thing about it is that people literally they parrot each other. They say the same things throughout. Like they use the same crappy defenses for, like I said, like the conspiracy defense and the Klingon motion picture defense. It was like you sound like 100 other people online when you.
I think it's really simple. There's a ton of people. There's a group of people that don't take TV shows seriously, and then there's a group of people that take them really seriously, and they clash. That's how I look at it.
I'll give it this: the episode at least acknowledges Saru's like sensitivity and whatnot, and I think originally up until this point, I wasn't like not into the episode. It's just when he starts going crazy, and he like you know the part where later where he crushes the communicators. I kind of did a Picard face palm, like, oh,
Yeah.
we're going in this direction, are we? Like, really?
He, it's weird that it can communicate with him and not with everyone else. Whoa,
Yeah,
here we go. This is weird with the.
it's it's better than the Picard montage.
At least, yeah, it's all new footage.
Braxton says, now that I'm watching without hearing the dialogue, I totally get the attraction.
Braxton, thanks for watching with us. Blue, are you still here? That's funny.
And another thing,
And another thing.
insects trilling.
Mine doesn't say that stuff. We have come to the end of this war.
I love how like they're like, yeah, Saru, man, you look great. And he's like, secretly, he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you guys. No, not really.
No, that is what he's like thinking. It's cool. Doug Jones is such a good actor that you could see like something going on. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah. He looks a bit off.
yeah. Burnham's so excited. She's like, "Oh my god, what did you do?"
But Blue left, and now we're talking about the episode.
That serves him right for not sticking with us.
The rant would have been over a lot sooner if you had not interrupted me three to fucking four times.
You gotta pass.
I think you get off on that. I think you're like, PJ's going off on a rant.
Take responsibility for your fucking rant, bro. You gotta. Oh yeah, if you hadn't interrupted me.
But when you cut in, I don't want to keep talking over you. I have to like stop and let you talk.
I'm gonna prove to you next time you go on a rant, I'm not gonna say a thing. It's gonna be just as long. I'm gonna actually take measurements of your rants. Watch. I'm gonna prove it to you. I swear to you.
You're maniacal.
I am. Starfleet bitch.
In fact, every bad episode, I'm gonna think of like
you're gonna rant.
Let me think of a 20-minute rant.
It's not
about Star Trek. That's gonna turn off anybody who's even a fan of it, like remotely a fan of it.
Braxton's enjoying it, and I think he's a good audience harbinger.
I think some people hear me and they're like, "Wait, he's an asshole," and I'm like, "No, I'm just acting like one for 5 minutes." And then I switch it off. It's that easy, baby.
You're not an asshole as far as I know, so I can vouch for you.
Blue's still here. Oh my god, we were talking about Blue the whole time. Shit.
Blue knows. I said F you to Blue on Drunk Space Nine, so I think Blue's cool.
I remember like a month or so ago, I went on your stream and told you all to fuck off and go fuck yourselves or something.
You did?
Didn't I?
I don't remember that.
I know I call Father a Santa Claus looking motherfucker.
You did?
Oh yeah, you were all looking at the comments saying, "Oh, he's not in a very good mood." Do you remember that?
It was in the comments. Yeah, see, that's the thing. In text, you can never tell. I mean, if you were on saying that stuff, I would have been able to tell from your tone, like, where you're at. But yeah, in text, it's hard to know if someone's like...
I was in a dark place. dark thoughts.
What? Can I forgot that all this Cornwall Laurel stuff was in this episode, and I have to say I like this stuff.
Some of their chemistry is cool. It's just too bad. I feel so bad for Mary Chieffo in the fact that she could have played a really great traditional Klingon, because she's a big woman. She's like 6 foot whatever. I think she's 6 foot or 6'1". She has, this is not an insult. She has a big head. Actors who play Klingons are usually big people with big heads. Like, big people usually have big heads anyway, but it's like it just lends itself. A person's facial structure and head structure lends itself to that makeup. Dude from X-Files who played the bounty hunter. That guy with he was in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. He's been in a lot of stuff. He plays the Klingon. He plays the Klingon in Generations, who says, "Our shield, we are cloaking. Our shields are down." That guy.
Yeah.
He's an example of an actor who has a beautiful Klingon face. You just add the makeup to it, and it's like, wow, you actually look like a friggin' alien. Like Doug Jones. Doug Jones is physical.
This is like Misery. Remember the Stephen King novel Misery?
Oh, I don't care about what's going on in the episode.
This
Doug
could have turned
Jones.
into misery. That's fun.
Doug Jones's physicality like lends itself perfectly to
It's
prosthetic
just yeah.
makeup and creature kind of performances and stuff. And the fact that he was cast in this show is one of the best decisions they've made. And even people who not all into the show will agree that Doug Jones is fucking awesome.
It was just awesome to see for one season um an alien captaining a starship. You know what I mean? Like that was like always a thing I wanted to see. And I
They
thought it
don't
would
know
be
what
like an
the.
Andorian or whatever, but it was cool. It was cool to see him be the captain for most of season 3.
I don't like the fact that in season three, spoiler for season three. Obviously, if you're watching
There's
this,
gonna be
you might
spoilers.
have
We
seen it
can't have
all.
real
I
discussions
know, yeah.
about Star Trek without. I mean, I'm sorry if you haven't seen this, but I'm gonna spoil. I'm sorry.
But yeah, with
I'm a
Saru
spoiler.
does eventually become captain, but it's like they take it away from him in the same season. And,
They gave
give it to Michael, by the way, who
they
for the
didn't
first
take it
half of the
away
season
from
didn't even want to be there.
they didn't take it away from him. I think he found a calling
No, no,
and
no.
he
I'm
had
not.
to
No, I'm
leave.
not talking about what happens within the context of the story that the writers created. I'm talking about the writers themselves, the creators. Literally took it away from him. It was like building up to a point where they were going to give him a time to fucking shine, and then they said, you know what? You know what? We're gonna do this thing with Michael, and so Michael has to be the captain by the end. Like
But PJ, can you
they
really
put their
honestly
characters
say
before their story.
PJ, can you really honestly say that it's the natural progression of the show for Michael to be captain?
No,
It's
see,
always was going to
it
come.
is a
I
natural
would have been
progression.
pissed. I
But
would have
it's a
been pissed if
forced
she
natural
hadn't
progression.
become.
If their
No,
decision,
no, she
if
earned
their
it.
plan was to have her be captain by the end of season three, they shouldn't have dicked around with Saru in the first place.
No, they should
They
have. It
had to
was
do this whole
perfect.
thing where he becomes
It was done well.
captain.
I mean,
He
not
becomes
perfect.
captain, and then everybody around Michael's like, Saru's okay, but you're better. And it's like, oh, okay, I see what
She
you're
was
doing. She's
though.
gonna,
But
and
honestly, like what's on screen, just like forget about but what's on screen, she's a better captain than him
don't
at
get me
times.
wrong. I don't care that Michael is
I know.
captain.
We know
I
you
know
love
the
Michael
natural.
Burnham,
I love Michael
but
Burnham.
you're
The
wrong.
natural
I'm sorry
progression.
to
But
say.
I think in season three they fucking dicked around with Saru and her character. Like it's like
No, it was,
I'm out with Book for a year. I don't know if I want to be doing this Starfleet thing. I'm gonna keep defying my captain's orders. And
I feel like
fucking
she
Admiral
had.
Vance is going to tell her by the end, by the way, everything you did was A-okay.
I
And it's
can't
not
wait
the
till we
fault of the
watch season
actor,
3.
and it's not within the context of the story. It does make sense. I'm talking about the writers, the way they structure it. It's so fucking, like,
This looks
tiresome.
fake. That's cool. I didn't know you felt that way.
Wow, you're right. I absolutely fucking hate this shit. I hate all of Star Trek. Fuck William Shatner and his fucking his I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. Like I was gonna say something about William Shatner. I can't think of anything too terrible.
PJ's got everyone.
I'm sure a lot of woke people out there have plenty to say about William Shatner and his tweets, but I don't follow him, so I don't know.
This is a
I'll be right back. I'm sorry. I'm
all
gonna
right.
stop talking. I've been talking too much. You take the floor, buddy. I'm sorry
Wow.
about that.
Okay. Make it show. I'm making it show. Um. Now I have nothing to say because I'm actually watching the show now that PJ is not yelling. I'm just kidding. PJ does not hate Star Trek, by the way. He really loves it, and that's why he gets passionate about it. Uh, but I think he focused on something interesting about season 3 that I didn't notice, and I didn't really get that from our discussions. We did discussions during season 3, and I didn't really get that. I knew you were up and down though, PJ. It was no, I hate this. Like, oh, I hate this. She has a mechleth. That's a long pause before we go back to this. That was weird. These crystals are CG, but they look kind of real a little bit. It's interesting. I wonder if they are CG or if they're. Oh, here we go. This is the part I hate about this episode the most. Crazy Saru. Saru's gone totally batshit crazy. Sonique. Whoa, Sonique was great. She is. She does carry the show.
Yeah, the Sonequa Martin Green always gives it her all. I mean, I'm sure all the
Yeah.
cast does, but
I
yeah,
wasn't sure about her. I never watched
you
Fear of
felt
the
that
Walking
donkey
Dead
cake.
or the Walking Dead, but I had never heard of her until Star Trek
Yeah, Walking Dead was my first introduction.
to her. Yeah, there's a lot of
She's
fans
gonna
of
be in
hers.
Space Jam too. She plays
Yeah.
LeBron James' wife. She's actually playing a real life character, like but a fictionalized version. Like she's playing LeBron's actual wife, and like another kid is playing his son. So it's like the real son and wife go to the movie, and they're like, "Oh, that's us being portrayed by Star Trek people."
It's weird how they get some things so right. Like the phasers, they're not bad. I actually really enjoy. They're very close to like what they should be. Like, like a kind of slightly updated, newer looking HD version of something you might have seen in the original series or The Cage.
Yeah,
Oh my god, he's so nuts. What were you gonna say?
yeah. I felt in this show they were trying to make like the retro sci-fi look work, and sometimes they like just overdid it. Like the phasers are good, but then with the ships and stuff, they're like, we can't go the retro route at all. We need to
Yeah, it's a
completely.
shame. It's a real shame because I think they could have pulled it off had they done it. This is an episode I will never watch again. Watching it with you was fun though. I feel like that was good.
Because I'm a maniac.
Yeah, a little bit, but in a good way, all in good ways.
I guess this isn't the one where they jump around. Did they
Yeah, I
do
was
that already?
wrong. I thought it
Did I
was.
miss that?
No, they haven't done it. I thought that was this episode, but I guess not.
No, it's episode 9. I remember
Okay.
now because that's the one where Cole dies or
Oh, Cole
Cole.
Shaw. Yeah, Cole, not Cole Shaw. Cole Shaw's next season. Here we go. Whoosh. I mean, I have to give it credit. Like on paper, this episode probably looked really good. It's just the execution, I think,
No,
wasn't
I don't
quite.
think on paper this looks very
Well, I
good.
mean, like it's strange new worlds, right? Like it is weird. This
It
is
was the
interesting. Like conceptually, it's cool. Like
I
and the
yeah
scenes like interesting. It's not like as good as I think it could be, but
I think it was only the second time in this season that they actually go somewhere
yeah,
like an actual.
he's so desperate. He just doesn't want. It's so crazy.
Yeah, I God, I don't like it. And it's like this weird kind of crack addiction that he goes through because
He got power.
it's a terrible experience that he had. He almost killed Burnham, and I don't know if it's this episode or later episodes. Pretty pretty sure it's later episodes. He looks back on this
Yeah.
as something as a positive thing that
Did
happened.
he? I don't
Yes,
remember.
it's something about my experience with the thingamabobbers down on the thing on. I'm
Oh
like,
well,
I don't know.
in a way, yeah. Because like when you come back to baseline from that, you've at least experienced what it's like to feel for the first time to feel safe and powerful. I dig that.
And I
It's
remember
just not. I didn't get that like until now. Like I'm probably making it up.
And I remember saying like a couple of commentaries ago, we talked about this episode briefly, and I said retroactively it works a bit better now
Yeah,
because we know that Kelpians go fucking crazy
yeah,
when they
it
don't have their
does.
fare. Not
Yeah, yeah.
necessarily, but like that's a risk that's
That
something
could
that could
happen. No,
happen.
it's true. You're 100% right. The episode does fare maybe yeah, and I have to admit
It's
it is a
almost as
little
if
bit
they didn't
better.
know what this meant at first when they first wrote it,
Maybe
and they
they
kind of
did.
bit. Maybe they did. I doubt
Maybe
it,
they did.
but I think they worked off of that. Like, how do we? okay, is it a
How do
thing
we
now where
go further
Kelpians
with
go
this
nuts if
theme?
they don't have the thing? And let's what they did with the Varahi, even though it's hard to believe that so many generations would go through it, but they do acknowledge in one episode in season 3 that it was a legend, like it was a myth that the Varahi wasn't real. You know what I mean? And that you
Right,
could lose your ganglia and still live. Like that was considered a wives'
right.
tale, like, the equivalent of a wives' tale. God, that makeup is so heavy on her in this season. She looks so much
Yeah,
better in season 2.
yeah, 100% better.
And actually in season 2, it actually looks like flesh on her face as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to like this kind of foam latex clay. It almost looks like clay.
Yeah, and well, and just that ridge helmet thing, that ridge long elongated what is it? The xenomorph head. It's so obvious they changed that, but I'm glad
Yeah.
they did actually. Laurel, I accept her as a Klingon more in season 2.
As long as you vow allegiance to our core. Takes like 5 minutes to say 2 sentences. My lord, I would be honored to serve you. Now kiss me on my lips. The scar side.
Laurel looks hella badass in that paint though, I have to say. My lord, I would be honored to serve you.
Oh. Uh-oh.
What happened?
An invitation. It's the little creatures sent out an invitation to them on not knowing like they shouldn't do that.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Pavins, yeah, Pavins.
See, there's times where I hear the like original series sounds like that one, and I get
Yeah.
really happy. Whoa.
So
I love the sound
they can't
design.
detect it now. They can't detect the cloak Klingon thing now. Okay, this is how he does it. So everybody, a lot of complaints about this episode, which I don't agree with, I don't think were legitimate, is that the, people were like, "There is no sonar in space," and how did and all of a sudden they can detect Clinton, but no, he can only do it this one time because he's narrowing the signal because of the circumstances that are happening in this episode, and it's not sonar in space. She says clearly earlier in the episode it is a type of or a form of. She's not saying it's actual sonar like submarines use. It's just a way of telling the audience there's some sort of wave or some shit
Yeah,
that
yeah,
they're using. So that kind
yeah.
of complained about this whole Klingon invisibility and how they detect them, and it's not explained. I don't agree with. It is slightly explained at least, but yeah, it's episode's over. But
I forgot it was like a
I dismissed the Klingon cloaking thing because I thought it was like, okay, it's a more primitive version, and that
right.
the version that they use in like TNG say, uh, that's the kind of cloaking where like you can't detect them using anything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Um, wow, I totally forgot it's a two-part, not a two-parter, but just that like to be continued. I totally forgot that. That's crazy.
Into the forest I go.
That was really fun.
Yeah, I like episode 9. Episode 9 is it's like it's weird because I really don't like episode 8. Episode 9 is great.
I think this episode got like below a 5 on Starfleet Boy when we originally reviewed it. I have to say, if it got below a 5, I'm gonna notch it up to a 5. I did like it a little bit better, just a little bit. I don't know.
I mean, I didn't watch much of it. Oh, oh well. See, when it's a good episode, I'm like, yeah, this part, no, this
Well,
part,
yeah,
that
of
part, yeah.
course. No, that's natural.
And then, like I
Um,
said, I see something I don't like. I'm like, yeah. Anyway, about that another thing.
Don't you blame me for your fucking rants again. I'll time you. I swear I'll do it. I will time you. I'll do it. I'll put you in the trap.
No, you fall into my trap because I'm like, he's gonna interrupt me, and I'm gonna make a thing about it,
Think about
and then
it.
I'm gonna say every 5 minutes, and another thing.
And another thing. Uh, Now that the show's over, I can pay attention. What you're saying about Twitter is totally right. But the way around it is, I think, just curate your fucking experience. Like that's what
Oh
I
no, no, I
do.
don't
You know what
have
I
that
mean? Like,
experience anymore.
oh,
That
okay,
not at
okay.
all. No, Jesus, I don't look at
But I
anything
see it
now.
every now and then. Like there's a few people out there who I think it's weird. I look at Twitter in two ways. Like I'm on there, my account Starfleet Boy, a little plug for Starfleet Boy. Basically, what I do is I just tweet things I like. It doesn't matter what era of Star Trek is. I just avoid because when I first got on Twitter, I would like sometimes put up a critical tweet, and admittedly, no, but admittedly, half the time my wording was off. Like I could see how later
Oh
on I
yeah.
could see like, oh yeah, okay, I could see how like that sounded aggressive or whatever, right? So I just changed my like thing and I was like, oh, Starfleet Boy is going to be a different thing. Like that's, like from what Sohail might be. He's even Starfleet Boy is like a better than me in a weird way. Like, he's like the Captain America of my Winter Soldier. He's Captain Starfleet, so that's what I did. And so now I just pretty much I stick to posting things that I like, and I don't block people, but I definitely don't like if I see something like that's like the typical Twitter drama, I will totally just be like, okay, hide conversation, and then it stops. Wait, I get it. That's so freaky.
Um,
PJ, what's the next episode? I don't even remember. What's it called?
into the forest I go. Uh,
Ah,
One of my first negative experiences 4 years ago when all the Star Trek Discovery stuff was coming out. I this is when I had Facebook. I got in all kinds of different Facebook groups, and it was
yeah,
just
which fine to do.
absorbing all this stuff, right? And I found one particular group, and there was these like few people I was really getting along with, and there's one guy, John, who was like really cool and all this stuff, right? And we were had like it was like great exchange of ideas, like synergy, right, of ideas, and most of it was positive, but there was still critical stuff in there, right? And I remember one day, somebody posted about they posted the YouTube of the very first teaser for Discovery with that like shitty PS2 animation,
Oh,
and
the yeah
it looked awful.
the launch from the asteroid or whatever, right? Like,
Yeah, and my
yeah,
mistake, literally all I said, and I'll never forget this. All I said was, "It was a mistake to release this as the first." Literally the saying I said it was a mistake to release this as the first teaser. Blah blah blah. Didn't think nothing of it. And this guy, John, who I was getting along with the most, who seemed like a really fucking level headed, intelligent dude, tore me to fucking shreds. It was like literally like, you fucking idiot. It started out like, you fucking idiot. Blah, blah, blah. You don't know. You don't have you don't know. Blah, 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 blah. And it was like a paragraph of just telling me off. And I was like, fuck these groups. And then I went to one where it was all positive. It's like, you can only say, I'm like, sure. If that's a rule I agree to, I'm just going to go in there and I'll only say positive things. Apparently, there is a level of positivity that's unacceptable in the positive groups. And it's the kind of positivity where they're like, there's a hint of criticism, or there might be like, I really like this, but I wish they did. You try to say like, you try to be really like cautious and reasonable, and it's like, dude, we have to ban you now. It's like,
what?
oh, okay. Because
Wow.
I said I liked the thing, but I wish this little other thing about it. So I can't even remember what it was. But it was like all this policing people's opinions on the internet, and I was like, fuck that. And even tweets and stuff, I don't really tweet.
Yeah, I've seen you get really pissed off, and I can understand why. But I don't know. I've managed to, for me, I've managed to like
No, not even
curate.
pissed off, just deflated. It's like,
Yeah, and
oh, I was
upset. No,
having
I get
fun
it.
here. I was having fun here. Oh,
Yeah.
well, I guess that's over. Because I said I didn't like a fucking thing. But anyway, sorry.
I think that's why that's to me that's the thing. It's like
Not that I hated it, but I didn't. I think something would improve. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah,
Steve Shives said I like Steve Shives a lot, and he was on Dan Decker's podcast Bad Choices in Bourbon. Have you ever heard of that one?
I've heard of it. Yeah,
Yeah, and he said something that I thought was really interesting because I think he experiences a similar thing to what you were saying. Like, if you go listen to it, you'll probably like be like, "Oh yeah, this guy knows what I'm talking about." Um, and he said something that was interesting and it resonated with me, and I'm still thinking about it. But it's like he said something about like how it's not a critic's job to it's a critic's job to point out how they felt about something and to do it in a fair way that's like balanced or whatever. I think that's what he said. I'm paraphrasing maybe, but it like really resonated with me because it's like sometimes I do like I'm like talking on Starfleet Boy and I feel this pressure of like, oh, if I say something that I don't like, and if I say it the wrong way, people are gonna think that like I'm just like this, like they're only gonna hear that. And what I've learned personally is that that's just what's gonna happen. You just gotta like you gotta be like a water. You gotta be like water and a duck.
did I tell you my Ketwalski story?
No, I don't know. I don't know this.
My first experience with Ketwalski ever. I literally started watching his videos like not even long before this happened. Then he puts out a video about like haters and complainers, right? And he's literally showing like just clips of different YouTubers, not even with audio, just images of all these people are saying are the haters and complainers who bitch and blah blah blah. And my image is there from one of my videos.
Oh, are you serious?
And I left a comment. I'm like, I actually like Discovery. I am critical of it. I mean, I could take it or leave it, but I mean, I still watch it and enjoy it to a certain extent. So I'm not like a hater. And he's like, oh, my bad, he said, because the video that he saw of mine, which I'm not bashing Nick at all. I'm just saying it was a mistake. And I told him it was cool afterwards and all that. But
Okay, cool.
literally what he did was when he was researching his video, he was clicking on different people commenting on new Trek. He clicked on a video where I'm talking about my predictions of what Spock would be in season 2, right? Like, and it starts out where I say something like in the first minute or so I say, I think there's going to be something wrong with Spock, and I go on to explain meaning like mentally, you know what I mean? Like there's going to be something up with him that Burnham has to help him with. He took that as me saying there's something wrong with Spock being in the show. There's something wrong with the character of Spock in this. You know what I mean? It was like a snap judgment of hearing me say the words something wrong with Spock. Oh, I'm a hater. I'm a hater. And that's literally all he listened. He told me that's all he listened to. And I'm like, oh, really? I said, no. He's like, my bad. I'm sorry or whatever. I'm like, oh, man, it's cool as long as because I was really confused as to like why he's because I hadn't made many videos and most of them were like pretty enthusiastic.
That's really
Like I was
interesting.
just hoping for things. I was like hoping for the best, I guess.
That's really interesting. Well, it's good that Nick was like, and you guys hashed it out, and you're cool. That's funny because I really like Nick.
I
But
like Nick and Trek Lad and Sean and like
yeah,
all
yeah.
all the people I've interacted with so far have been pretty cool.
Funny story about Sean. At one time, Gary was like, "Oh, go check out my friend. He's a Trekkie, and he was telling me about like him and stuff like that. But he didn't send me to Trek on the Tube. He sent me to his like music channel, and he sings rap songs. And I'm cool. I'm not a huge rap, like I don't listen to rap, and I'm not like I don't know who the singers are. But I like rap. I like certain rap and stuff like that, and I like it for the most part. I have problems with other kinds of rap,
I
which are
like the
like,
kind of rap
yeah,
where they're like, "My name is so and so, and I'm here to say
that's
that
funny,
skipping school is not a okay."
Blondie or whatever. So I went and I wrote back to Gary, and I remember this. I was like, this guy doesn't seem like a Star Trek fan at all. I totally judged him, and I was just like, whatever. And then of course you go to Trek on the Tube, and you're like, oh, he knows this shit. Like he knows Star Trek. You know what I mean? Like it was funny, and I totally judged Sean the wrong way. It was very funny, just based on on his personal channel. So like,
It's okay.
yeah,
Sean judges a lot of things the wrong way.
he
No,
really does. It's true.
no,
It's true.
no.
Yes, not anymore. He's
You
gotten
know,
very soft.
you know what the thing is about Sean that I find in no other person is like this. I don't, and it's not an insult. I really mean this is not an insult, but whether it's a movie or TV show, for some reason he'll always bring up something that like he thinks is shit quality about it. And you're like, whoa, dude, that's one of the best things about the show. What are you talking about? Like he said, yeah, he said, he didn't like the animation in Invincible wasn't good or something. I'm like, what? That's
Part
that's a
of the charm. Yeah.
that's
Oh, I'm watching
it's a well animated
Invincible.
show. It's like I call it American anime. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
but
I'm
anyway,
watching Invincible. I gotta catch up. I know next week's the finale. We could talk about it. It's
yeah,
cool. I'm loving the show. It's very cool.
Invincible is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we still have two viewers. Wow.
Oh wow.
They're listening to us tell stories we should have been talking about offline.
That's all right. You
They're
get a
like, we
little
got the
peek.
dirt on everybody now.
That wasn't dirt. That was just
No,
talking
no.
about our friends. Sean is wrong often. No, I'm just kidding. He's not
By the way,
often.
before I started here, I started watching on Amazon Prime that show, Stowaway. I got 30 minutes into it before I had to do this. I'm gonna go back and watch it, I think, before I go to bed,
That's the
because
one
it's
he wants to watch live,
live.
right? Yeah.
I recommend you watch it first.
Okay.
I mean, because watching it live, it's a movie, like it's a lot of the
Well, it's
dialogue
like,
you want to
yeah.
pay
What was
attention
your
to.
experience with me yesterday? Because I hadn't seen. Right. It's weird
I felt
watching.
like you didn't see the movie the way you
Yeah, I
should
did.
have.
I should have. Right. It's true. I am gonna go back and watch it. Oh yeah, Braxton's the one who
Braxton
recommended
loves and
Invincible. Yeah,
yeah.
to me, I started watching it because of Braxton. It's really good. It's really, really, really good.
And
I'm gonna
how
catch
many
up on it.
episodes are you in?
I just the one I left off on was the episode where he goes to Mars.
Mm, okay.
So I have two episodes to catch up on, and then the finale. I think, yeah,
That's actually my least favorite episode.
yeah. Not much happens in it, but I feel like it was interesting because I like the whole. I I
Zachary Quinto, isn't he great?
Oh yeah, he's really
Yeah,
great. Yeah, and you could tell it's Zachary Quinto. I love it.
like
Yeah,
right
yeah, yeah.
away, you can tell his
And that
voice.
has a big. That's the thing. That episode has a big reveal about his character. So I don't know. We're not talking about that on
Oh,
here,
you
but
used
yeah.
it. There's more to come,
Oh,
my
okay,
friend.
okay.
There's more to
Yeah,
come.
yeah, yeah. All right, cool.
That character's like, you don't know what's going on with him. Uh, yeah. Anyway, thank you, folks, for listening to me rant
Yeah, thanks.
about not the episode.
Well, if you don't like an episode, then you're not going to talk about it. It makes sense.
Oh, do you remember our commentary on what was it?
It was Batman versus
Yeah,
Superman, right?
Ultimate Edition.
Ultimate Edition.
I went on a 20-minute rant about bad movie theater experiences.
And you thought I left. You thought I dropped. You thought I left.
I was like, oh shit, I've talked somebody to death. Oh shit.
Those rants are good. Actually, just so you,
I have fun doing them.
Yeah.
I'm not actually angry, by the way, if anybody's wondering.
Yeah,
Except
it's just
for Batman v Superman, I actually got a little bit fucking like riled up there. But earlier when I was like, you cut me off, and that was all.
yeah. PJ and I have a good relationship.
I can
Don't
turn
worry,
it
guys.
on and off
Yeah,
like a tap.
don't worry, guys. We're friends. We hug off camera. All right.
It's okay. I'm patting your head. There you go.
There you go. Here's the.
We have an extra viewer.
Oh, just here at the end.
All right.
Sorry,
Good night,
you
Braxton,
missed it.
and thank you, Blue. And
Bye, Blue. Bye, Braxton.
hopefully we'll be back next Saturday, or maybe like an impromptu before then at some point. Who knows?
Yeah, weeknights sometimes I'm available too. So yeah, Wednesday night discos are good. Tuesday night discos are good.
I can't do it with my left hand at all, but I can do it so easily with my right.
Interesting.
And I could never do that when I was a kid. I actually had to learn how to do this with my right hand.
This is called Scissor Sisters.
Scissoring.
Yeah.
It's raining, man. Hallelujah.
It's Jill. What up? We just finished watching CV
You
Pacem
say hi
Parabellum.
and we say bye.
I say go go go.
Oh no.
Pew.
You
You
say
say hello.
goodbye.
Oh, goodbye.
And I
I
say
say hello, hello, hello.
hello, hello.
I don't know why I say goodbye. I say hello.
Every time I think of the Beatles, I always think of uh it's Lisa in the sky with diamonds. God help us. God help us. You know that dream sequence in The
Yeah,
Simpsons?
yeah, totally. Do you like my?
Uh
what,
I gotta tell you,
what?
before we go, I gotta tell you a little story about Paul McCartney. He really hates, like, the seal hunt, right? And my province is known for the seal hunt.
Oh, I didn't know that.
People,
Okay.
people who are fairly well educated still go around saying that people like me, people have literally been like racist, I guess, against me because I'm from a place where I have never seen a seal in my life. So fuck you, anybody who says I'm a seal clubber, which I've actually been accused of. The Simpsons actually made fun of Newfoundlanders as seal clubbers.
Oh,
But
I didn't
anyway,
know that.
what's his name? Paul McCartney was in Nova Scotia, right? And he was on Larry King with the premier of our province discussing the seal hunt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, the premier said to Paul McCartney, he said, "Listen, Paul, why don't you come over here to Newfoundland and I'll show you things or whatever." You just tell him to come over to Newfoundland. And Paul McCartney's like, "Oh, Danny, we're here. We're here, man. We're here in Newfoundland." And then the premier kind of rolled his eyes like, "Actually, Paul, you're in Nova Scotia. I'm in Newfoundland. They're two separate places." He didn't even know that. He thought all
Uh,
Atlantic Canada was one fucking place, right?
Poor Paul McCartney.
No,
But
Danny,
wait,
you're
wait, no.
mistaken. We're here in Nova Scotia, Newfoundland. It's like, no, no, no. Nova Scotia isn't a city in Newfoundland. No, it's like,
That's really
but
funny.
anyway, yeah, yeah.
Poor Paul McCartney. Poor Sir
Oh,
Paul.
Danny,
I've that's really oh Danny boy, the stars or whatever the song is.
I
Uh,
can do John too.
nice. Oh, nice.
John sounds like this,
Yeah. Wow.
and
Uh,
Paul sounds like this.
what about Ringo? Can you do Ringo and George?
I can't remember what Ringo sounds like.
He's a little more nasally, I
I
think.
can
I'm
do
not
Barry
sure.
Gibb. Ha! I'm Barry Gibb. Ha!
Okay,
Staying alive.
this is definitely disco Saturday night disco. I was gonna say I forgot what
You
I was gonna
should be
ask you.
dancing.
What is the seal club? So like people club seals? What is
I
the
don't know. I
the
don't know
deal?
when people did it. I don't know,
But
but
it's no longer done.
it
This is
was
not
a.
a thing.
It's
Thing
an
that
ancient image of before it was an actual club, and then it was a pick. And anyway, Dodo, which was a YouTube fucking site, which I loved because they had wonderful animal stories.
animal stories. Yeah.
They really did a shady video where they show something from literally like 19 fucking 80. I don't know, and of somebody using a pick, which they can't do. It's not allowed. Killing seals, by the way, is still fucking brutal.
Right.
I'll
Right.
tell you.
Right.
I'll tell you how they do it now. It's almost as gruesome. But they pick through the head, and you got to hit them like a good few times to get the little brain. They really fucking kill them, and it's terrible. But they haven't done that in so many years, and what they do is they use 1980s footage, and they say this is what's happening now. They literally claim this is what they're doing over in Atlantic Canada. It's like
But seals are
I don't
still
agree with it at all. But
right.
you're literally saying something's happening that's not. Now I have seen the actual seal hunt as it is today. They shoot them in the head. It's still not good. I can't even think about it because I saw it
But
once.
I
Somebody
I
showed me once, and it's basically they shoot them, and they're twitching, and they're not dead, and they have to shoot them again and shoot them again. So oftentimes they have to shoot these seals a couple of times in the head, much like they used to have to club them or pick them in their brain to kill them, and it's fucking terrible.
what
And
was the point of it though? Is it
I
there's
really,
no
I
overabundance
but
of
hold on. I
seals
just want
or
to say, that I really take it personal when I've had the few ignorant fucks say, "Oh, you're from that place." Like Pamela Anderson hates Newfoundland, hates the the place because of an industry that exists here. You know what I
Okay, I
mean?
just have a question. What is the purpose of hunting seals? Like, what do they provide us? Like, what do they get out of them? Like,
They get pelts, they get fur,
so I
meat.
thought people stopped
I don't have
using
use
like
for any of
seal.
it, but
Yeah, I know, but I thought people stopped using like animal pelts. Like, so is it just like a tradition, or I'm gonna have to? I
you
have
know what
no idea.
this is going to be a controversial philosophy when I'm about to say.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you're one of these people, like these Greenpeace type mindsets, I don't think you. I think humanity should get to a point where we don't kill, and we don't consume any animals whatsoever. I'll still eat chicken. I'll still eat some beef. But if it gets to a point where they say we can't do that anymore, I know people will riot. But I'll be one of those people who's like, I agree. You know what? There was two bugs in my house. One was a little bug, and another was a fucking big ass spider. You know what I did to those fuckers? I didn't squish them. I literally picked them up with a tissue and threw them outside. I don't like killing. Even I hate killing spiders. But I'm saying if you're one of these people who's like, you can't hunt this, you can't hunt that, you can't hunt something that I think is cute or that I love, and at the same time they're eating a Big Mac at McDonald's 5 minutes later. Don't tell me about killing animals. Don't complain about killing animals because you personally don't like you think one particular animal, like a bunny. If I would never eat a bunny because they're so cute. And I think anybody who eats bunnies is a barbarian and fucking don't kill them. You're a barbarian. Like, well, don't eat any meat then. Are you a vegan? First thing I have to ask: are you vegan or are you a vegetarian?
But that's exactly what I'm asking you. Do people eat seal meat? Like, I'm
Oh
trying to
yeah, they
like
do. They do.
understand.
Oh, they do.
Oh, then
I
okay.
mean, people eat ostrich meat. They eat kangaroo meat.
Yeah, well, I
They
get
eat
it.
bunny
I
meat.
get it.
There's so many animals. You watch MasterChef Australia, for example, all the different meats they have on there, protein they have on there. But it's one of these things where it's like I'm against the killing of animals if it's an animal I like. I'm like, no, that doesn't fly with me. If you're against the killing of animals, then don't eat animals. I can't say that
I think
I can't
that
say that I'm completely against the killing of animals because I eat chicken and I sometimes eat beef. But like I said, if it got to a point where something replaced it, you know what I mean? They can actually grow meat now. It's like dead meat that tastes just like the real thing, but it's like it was never living.
yeah,
That's something I
I
wouldn't mind converting to.
my uncle invested in that industry, and I really love it because I would love to. I do enjoy the taste of meat, but I've tried my best to be as non a non meat person, but I do enjoy it. So I'm really looking forward to grown meat becoming a thing, so that we can be more ethical with animals. I agree.
In recent years, I stopped eating hamburgers altogether. I don't eat hamburgers at all. I don't eat any ground beef. So gradually over the years, I've been actually trying to just phase it out because it is disgusting. I remember one time I was high on mushrooms and I was eating KFC. I know it's gonna sound gross, but I was eating KFC. I was high on mushrooms. I was only high on mushrooms 2 times in my life. This was like 19 years ago or something, 20 years ago. And I remember eating the piece of chicken, and I hallucinated the other parts of the chicken, but he was like alive, and he was saying, don't eat me," and I was like freaking out, and I got really sick. Like I looked at like the meat and the bones, and I could see that it was a living thing, and I got fucking freaked out. Like, oh my god, I'm eating the flesh of something. You know what I mean? Like I really like not lost it, but like
Yeah,
had a
you can
moment. I
have
had a
some
little
really
freak out moment.
you can have some really profound experiences on mushrooms.
Oh yeah. Oh baby.
Yeah,
By the way, they've recently found out that psilocybin or whatever the chemical is,
psilocybin.
yeah, is the research is showing that it's becoming a really good alternative to antidepressants.
Yeah,
If you're like severely depressed in
in
microdoses,
micro
yeah.
doses. Yeah, not like
No, I know.
recreational. Yeah, yeah. Like people won't experience chickens coming alive, and like and that stuff. They just experience like a very micro state.
A couple of years ago, I tried to go vegan. I tried to buy everything. I tried to like just stop it, and I was like, "Oh shit, this sucks." I have to like gradually, Like I eat pepperoni now. I eat actual vegan pepperoni, and I used to have bacon or what they call like ham strips. They're like I've replaced them in the past 2 years with vegan, the vegan substitute. Not as good tasting, but not a bad alternative. And they got like vitamin B and shit. But the only thing is that all this vegan stuff is loaded with salt. That's all. That's the big downfall.
Right, a lot of foods, yeah, to preservatives, they have to use salt
I'm
and stuff
sorry. I
like
should
that.
have ended this broadcast long
I know
ago.
we're talking now. We're just talking as friends. Bye, everybody. I think
They're gonna
Braxton
be
was
like,
like,
is
"This
it
is
is this an hour and
no."
10 minute episode of a?
Braxton actually said, "This is horrific. I have to go."
Yeah.
When you were probably talking about the seals or something. That's funny. I'm sorry, Braxton.
It, it's like if somebody's wearing seal fur, I'm not gonna cry about it. And if somebody says
I'll
it's
throw
wrong,
paint. I'll
if
throw
so,
paint on someone wearing seal fur. I have no
and if
problem
so,
with that.
I don't. If somebody says that, I mean the if it's killed for meat and you're gonna use the fur anyway, it's fine. I don't. That's the thing about. I don't agree with it, but they do use like at all. They use more of it than
There are
they
ethical
don't
ways,
waste it.
by the way, there are ethical ways to gather fur. For example, when an animal dies, naturally, you can
Yeah, yeah,
take its
yeah.
pelt. I mean,
But I'm
things like
saying
that.
if you're gonna kill it for meat anyway, why not take the fur? I mean, you're not killing it
Yeah,
only
if
for the
that's the
fur.
case, that's why I was asking, like, do people eat seal meat? Because I've never heard of anyone
And
eating seal meat, but it makes sense that people
it's
would.
not economically viable to kill a seal and then not use almost every bit of it. They use it for seal oil. They use it for pelts or fur or whatever, and the meat and all this stuff. None of which I have any interest in. But I'm not gonna get mad at somebody who's wearing the fur. People do actually. There's a fur store downtown in my city that people protest regularly, and the owners are just like, "Can you give us a fucking break? Like it's a pandemic, and you're like shooing customers away. Go fuck yourselves." But I'm not gonna. If somebody says it's wrong and they don't agree with it and they're against it, good for you. I don't. That's good. I don't care either way. But like I said, don't go talking about like it's wrong to kill this particular animal. Well, I'm sorry. All animals are cute. I think a moose is just as cute as a bunny. I think a seal is just as cute as a fox. But people don't care about dead foxes, do they? They don't. They really don't. Some animals are just like, kill that. Don't care what happens to that. Eat that. Skin
I
that
was
thing.
on mute, but
Oh, but this other thing. Oh no, you can't
I was
touch
on
it.
mute, but I care about dead foxes. FYI, I think foxes are really cute. I actually care about them.
You know what made me care about dead foxes the most?
What? The card. PJ,
All
you're
right, folks. We're gonna
you
end it there. We're gonna
you
end it there.
jumped the
Live long
shark.
and prosper. See you later, folks.